right, thanks for joining me. Again, my name is Dave Knight. I'm with the KiltedChefLLC.com. My wife and I own the Kilted Chef, and we would love to have you visit our website, check out some of our products that we have on display here today. For this recipe here, I'm going to make kind of a flashback and an honor to Julia Child, who is an amazing lady. She brought French cooking to the American public and the English household, to the regular household. Just an amazing woman, and definitely deserves a lot of shout out and tribute and honors. One of the neat things also, her birthday is August 15th, as well as mine. Mine's August 15th, so we share the same birthday. So I'd like to do this as a tribute to her. So one of the first things we're gonna do, and this is one of the first recipes I remember watching her make with Jacques Pepin on Cooking with Julia and Jacques in the mornings, was a Tart Tatain. So this is kind of a sweet and savory play on that. This is gonna be a peach, prosciutto, and brie Tatain, okay? So first thing we wanna do, we wanna make our Tatain dough, okay? So we've got flour. We go with our butter. Now this is chilled and cut up into very large pea-sized pieces. I'm gonna dump that. We're gonna use our sugar as an abrasive to help break it up. Get all our dry in here, nice big pinch of salt. We'll leave that out for now. All right, again, using the flour, rub it into the butter, break the butter down. And again, just to kind of show you, I'm just taking the flour, coating the butter with it, and just pinching it between my thumb and forefinger and just kind of mashing it and helping to break it down into a smaller size. I don't want to completely get rid of the butter, because after I add my water and start mixing some more, it'll break it down even more. And rub it between your hands. So what I'm looking for is basically a very coarse cornmeal. This will end up being a smooth dough. All right, I'm about where I want it. It's starting to look like a coarse cornmeal. We're gonna add our cold water. And for those of you that don't know, not only was Julia Childs an amazing chef, but she was a member of the OSS in World War II, which later became the CIA. Now I'm looking for any pieces of butter that haven't gotten incorporated and make sure I get it in so we get a nice smooth dough. And I know it's working because it's cleaning the bowl. So there's our dough. That's going to go in the refrigerator. Then I'll roll it out. Now I'm going to roll it out to the size of this saute pan because I'm going to saute everything in here. Basically a tarte tatin is like an upside down pie. So I'm going to saute all my ingredients in here, top it with the dough, go in the oven at 375 degrees for about 20 minutes. So let's chill this. All right, our dough is in the fridge cooling down so it's easier to handle. While that's going, let's work on the tatin part, okay? So the first thing we want to do is some butter in the pan. And I'm on a low medium heat. All right, let's go in with our peaches. Now we're gonna cook this a little bit. I'm gonna stir in a little bit of cornstarch because we want to keep all these juices from running out. And make sure you move it all around, get the cornstarch everywhere. And just a touch of water. Now I'm pulling everything down into the center of the pan because I want to be able to tuck the dough in. Now we're going to go with a layer of prosciutto. And as far as these ingredients like the prosciutto and the brie, put as much or a little as you want on there. I think the prosciutto is going to add a little bit of saltiness. So I want to make sure I get good coverage. All right. Then the last thing to go on before the dough is the brie. Now remember, this is all going to get flipped out, so this is all being built upside down right now. All right, while that's sitting, Let's check on our dough and see how that's doing. All right, dough feels nice and cold. Flour your work surface really well. Now I put parchment paper under this so I can get it out of the container really easily. And again, I'm just pressing this out with my hands. Shake off any excess. This goes right over the top, just like so. Again, I'm tucking it in. And we'll go in the oven with this, again, 375 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. Open the oven, top shelf on the oven, and we'll come back in 25 minutes or so, 20 to 25 minutes to see how that's doing. We want a nice golden color on the top of that dough. I didn't brush it with anything because it's going to end up on the bottom. Okay, so let's check that in 20 minutes and we'll get cleaned up while we're waiting. Taking what I have learned over the past 30 years, I have perfected this 200-year-old traditional honeycomb candy recipe, which led to blending of sweet, savory, and spicy flavors with raw honey. The generations of our past used this process to preserve the honey throughout the winter months, much as they processed and stored fruits, vegetables, and other fresh foods. The result is a light, crispy, and flavorful candy. Our Kilted Chef LLC storefront currently offers 20 flavors of the honeycomb candy. The original is on display today. We recently launched our honeycomb candy sweetened tea line, featuring locally sourced and specially blended loose leaf tea from the Tea Spot in Colorado. We currently offer 4 flavors to choose from. Each box contains 6 pre-measured single-use tea bags combined with our honeycomb candy dust for an instant sweetener. I have the Earl Grey and Yerba Mate blends on display today. So visit KiltedChefLLC.com and place your order today. We currently offer shipping in the U.S. For military personnel, we really appreciate your service and offer free worldwide shipping for all active duty and veteran military members. All right, let's check the Tatain, see how we're doing. Nice and golden on top. Now, be really careful when you flip this. You can let this cool for a bit. Just be very careful because the liquids inside will be very, very hot. And get the little bit of residual that's stuck in the pan. And there you go. Peach, Brie, and Prosciutto Tart Tatain. So for this last tribute to Julia Child, we're going to do her French omelet. I'm using these brown farm fresh eggs. Go with 3 eggs. All right, to do the omelet, it's really easy. This is just eggs, okay? So we want to add a little bit of water, good pinch of salt. Now when we whisk this, you can use a whisk, just use a fork. We want to make sure we get a smooth, uniform color, okay? We don't want any of the egg white separate from the egg yolk. So as you can see, it's got a good uniform color. I don't see any streaks of egg whites in there, and that's what we're looking for. Now for our pan, we want to make sure our pan is hot because this is going to go really, really, really fast. Coat the entire surface of the pan. And I'm using a pan large enough where I can shake this. It's got high enough sides where the egg's not going to spill out, and I can move this around. Now what we're going to do is, as I pour the egg in there and it starts to set, if I just leave it, it's going to form a thin film and then it's not going to break up. So I want to get it moving right away, and those are called the curds is what I'm looking for. I'm going to wait till I see my butter start to bubble. I don't want it to brown. Get all my eggs in there. Now I'm looking for it to start forming a thin film. Keep it moving just to break everything up. And I can see curds starting to form. Let's get it in here closer. Hopefully this one heats up faster. There we go. We start to see steam. All right, once I see the egg starting to cook, like right here, I want to keep it moving. Cleans the pan. And there's a nice clean omelet. Just eggs, no color, nice light and fluffy for you. All right, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the recipes. Again, to recap, we did the peach, prosciutto, and brie tart tatin. Real clean, simple dish. Makes a wonderful summer appetizer. As well as the French omelet. Big happy birthday to Julia Child. Don't forget, if you like what you saw, come visit me at Kilted Chef LLC. You'll find our honey candy products as well as our new line of teas. My name is Dave Knight with the Kilted Chef. Thanks for joining me.